This is a simple hors d'oeuvre. The major component here is this hot link, and these are hot. It has a synthetic casing on it, so we don't have to eat that. So what I do is I'm going to peel the entire casing off, because these are already smoked, these are cooked. This will take a few minutes. You just be careful, and you can peel the casing off. So after that's done, we're going to open up these puff pastry sheets. These happen to be Pepperidge Farm, and you find these in quite a few supermarkets. Sometimes it's difficult. So we don't need eggs for this. We're not going to brush anything in eggs because it's going to be rolled up, sliced, and then baked. So you don't need the eggs. Now, if there's a problem separating the puff pastry, which I knew there was going to be a problem with this because these had already thawed out for me a long time ago. The freezer kind of went off, but the pastry dough is still good. So what I'm going to have to do is just roll this a little thinner. Using my countertop, throw a little flour on there. This way I have plenty of room to roll this out. Put that down, put some on the top. Start to roll this. It would have been much easier if I could have unfolded this, because this is folded into thirds, and it would have been just right for me to use. This way, but the pastry is still good. There's no problem. So I'm going to just keep on rolling this until I get the desired thickness I want. No sense in you watching me because it's a waste of film. Well, let's see if you can get a good look at the thickness. It's hard to gauge, but the thickness of the puff pastry that you purchase like this, when you unfold it, you should still roll it a little bit. Depends on what you're making. An item like this, you would. And the other reason why the hot link, I peel it, is because it's being cooked inside the pastry. So that synthetic wrap is not going to get easy to chew on, like if you put this on a grill, where the outside casing would crisp up a little. So this is so simple. Just take it and roll it almost like that. You don't want a lot of dough. Right to there. So where it just touches, because you're going to, not using a knife, of course not, taking something plastic and just going like so. Now you can take a little water on your fingertip and just go like so to help this stick. And when you place this in the pan, you know the seam is underneath, so that's how you're going to place it in the pan. Except for one silly thing I forgot. Now, there are two ways you can do this. You can cook it like this and then slice it later, but you tend to lose some of the pastry. So what we're going to do here is take this very simply this first one, well, that's dead pastry, like so. Then you lay it like this in the pan. And you're going to have a spicy link give it just a little bit of room in between because it's going to puff out. Won't puff up, it'll puff out. So now you have an idea of how many 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. That's the thickness I make them. It's going to shrink up a little bit in the oven, and the oven is set at 375 convection because you don't want to cook this too slow. You cook it too slow, you're going to really shrink that sausage that's in there. This is a close-up, so you get a good idea about the size, and if we back it off, I'm using this rubber mat. Oh, I've had this for about 10 years. Nothing sticks to it. You bake, you clean it up a little. Someone put a little slice in it, not me, but it still works. It's either using one of those or parchment paper. You don't have to egg anything because this is not going to stick. The grease from the sausage, these are very firm. Believe me, they're spicy hot, these hot links. And you could serve them with mustard, but believe me, serve them plain like this. They're juicy and they're hot. And let's go and bake them off and see how they come out. I took these out of the oven 14 minutes. So you can it's between 13 and 15, it all depends on your oven. And you see how this one's separated? Most likely that was like at the end where the pastry, you know, didn't really touch the bottom piece. Anyway, notice, light, crispy. You don't want the pastry to be soggy at all, which this isn't. And then what you do, just get a little plate. Told you they wouldn't stick. That's mainly because of the grease that's in the if you want, you can put, geez, I don't know what kind of dip. Like I said, you really don't need a dip, but if you want to put a dip, just put a little dip in the center of the plate. Let's see, what would go nice with this? Mustard, no, you know why? I eat these links with Dijon mustard, and then I stopped after eating a few because it was just too much. Because this is spicy stuff. You want something that's not spicy, or it's really not necessary to have anything else. Let me try one. If you like puff pastry, which most people do, including my dog, but he's not getting any. There you go. I hope you enjoy these.